History of the Catholic Church. The medieval church leveraged widespread illiteracy and superstition to manipulate believers through fear of damnation, coercion, and dependency on clergy for salvation. Excommunication served as a powerful tool, stripping individuals of religious participation and social standing, which pressured obedience from kings and commoners alike. Canon law courts and the Inquisition targeted heresies like Carthuism, enforcing doctrinal uniformity via investigations, trials, and civil handovers for punishment. Popes mediated disputes, legitimized rulers via coronations or saints' canonizations, and intervened in treaties, often clashing with monarchs over appointments and autonomy. In the Catholic majority nations, the Vatican aligned with regimes like fascism or dictatorships, trading religious endorsement for economic privileges and mass loyalty. This extended to modern efforts, such as influencing population policies or resisting secular reforms. The Vatican influenced 20th century political regimes through alliances with authoritarian leaders, diplomatic maneuvering, and anti-communist stances, often prioritizing institutional survival and doctrinal goals over public condemnation of atrocities. Pope Pius VI signed the 1929 Lateran Treaty with Mussolini, granting the Vatican sovereignty and Catholicism as Italy's state religion in exchange for church non-interference in politics, bolstering fascism's moral legitimacy against communism and democracy. Oh, sounds like Kennedy. He was the same way. Under Pius XII, the Vatican maintained neutrality with Nazi Germany, avoiding direct Holocaust protests despite awareness of the atrocities, while quietly aiding some Jewish rescues and German resistance plots. The Vatican backed Franco during the Spanish Civil War, with cardinals lobbying for recognition of his regime and justifying the uprising against Republicans. It supported authoritarian figures like Dollfuss in Austria, and tactily endorsed fascist aggression such as Italy's Ethiopia invasion. Pope Pius XI withdrew support from the Italian Popular Party, a democratic Catholic rival to fascism, allowing Mussolini's squads to dismantle it via violence without Vatican resistance, clearing the path for fascist consolidation. The Pope instructed Catholics to obey civil authorities and vote for fascists during crises like the 1924 Matalotti murder scandal, ensuring Parliament ratification of the Lateran Treaty. The treaty mandated religious education in schools and youth organizations' alignment with Catholic teachings, countering fascism, secularitarianism, while bolstering regime stability against socialism. Intermediates like Father Pedro Venturi negotiated secret deals, softening Mussolini's 1938 racial laws, preserving some Jewish exemptions in line with papal precedents. The church cooperated in fascist pageantry, with masses opening rallies, and youth groups negotiated into compliance while agreeing on anti-feminism, pro-natalist policies that reinforced hierarchical control and population growth under fascism. This clerical fascism dynamic lent moral legitimacy, suppressing broader dissent in exchange for religious dominance in education and society. The Catholic Church, particularly the Vatican, silences critics today through canonical investigations, suppression of groups or movements deemed problematic, doctrinal rulings on revelations and internal governance, reforms that limit dissenting voices or practices. In cases like the Peru-based SCV, which is Satellitum Christian Viati, the Vatican conducted prolonged inquiries into abuse, corruption, and attacks on critics, culminating in 2025 suppression of all branches after finding no authentic founding charisma, effectively dissolving the entity and reassigning its assets. Victims and journalists faced harassment from such groups, but Vatican commissaires now oversee dissolution, prioritizing institutional cleanup over open debate. So, what I really want to know is why, because, everybody says, oh, people are waking up. Waking up to what? Waking up to what? You have a bunch of stupid people. I mean, anybody that has a following, anybody, I don't care who it is. Fox News, there is nobody other than Trump. Nobody. No media, no podcaster that has any big following that you should trust. They are there to divert you, direct your attention to something else. What they've really all made a big goal doing is going after Israel, okay? Exactly what the Catholic Church has done its entire effing history. So what I want to know, while, there's Catholics out there that want to make your damn excuses and protect your denomination more than you want to stand up for Jesus, is what is wrong with you? How can any of you people say you're awake? You just don't want to be awake, do you? What is it? See, I don't get it. I don't get it, because God does come back. Do you just not believe, or do you just think, oh no, my heart's good enough, God's good with me? If that's what you think, you should really rethink it, because likely not. But people just mindless. Nobody considering God. Nobody considering the creator of all this. Nobody. No politicians. No clergy. No denomination. I don't care how much you say you do. You all have your identities and your titles and your bullshit, okay, that you want to carry on with women not teaching in the church, women not doing this, pushing the deadbeats like Charlie Kirk out there and his wife, who are just up to no good. They serve the damn Vatican. Nobody wants to say that though, right? Or does nobody believe that? That's exactly who Charlie Kirk served. That's who Turning Point serves. You can always tell the direction all these deadbeat preachers are on when you're these Christian nationalists hating all over women, okay? Because it aligns with the Catholic Church. But that's what the Roman Empire aligned with. So I'm just wondering, I just don't get it. Do people just not, for a long time I thought, well, people are just busy. I do notice this world loves to make, make bullshit, like the hospital system. I would notice that, like at Northwestern, they would just find bullshit things for you to do, make your work environment miserable. Many places do that in healthcare nowadays, because we just have people that serve Satan running the healthcare system. But, so I know they'll just get you busy doing stupid stuff that's so ridiculously unnecessary. However, at the end of the day, every single person, whether you're a deadbeat working in the C-suite of hospitals, or you're a politician, or you're just a nobody like me, you will all have to face that maker. That should always be your number one plan. Why am I not engaging with that God? And I'm not telling it. I just don't get it. I don't understand what goes through people's minds. I do not know how this damn beast, it is absolutely the beast in every way, aligned with all these European countries. Why doesn't Fox News tell you that? Because they serve the beast. They're no different than CNN and MSNBC. They're no different than your local nightly news. And all your podcasters, everybody from Rogan to Glenn Beck, you could just forget them, okay? If they have any kind of following, they are controlled. Because that is what Satan has done since the beginning, is control every aspect of society. That way it can silence dissent. It will pay off tech to silence people like me that are speaking the truth. It'll pay off everybody. A bunch of people, total sellouts, absolutely, which I don't even understand those losers, okay? Because do you think you do not have to face God? Do you think you will not be held accountable for every decision you made? You will. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Get it through your head.